Before we start today's video, I want to give a shout out to Feedbackity. If you're a filmmaker looking for constructive feedback on your latest project, Feedbackity is the place for you. You can submit your short or feature-length film and have a community of verified feedbackers watch your film and give you unbiased, constructive, insightful, and affordable feedback in 5 days. They're a great and communicative service, and I highly recommend it to you. Visit feedbackity.com for more information. And now, let's get into today's video.
They said it wasn't humanly possible. All the power and excitement of Nintendo right in the palm of your hand. Introducing Game Boy.
The Game Boy is one of the best-selling game systems of all time. First released in 1989, it was the handheld console of choice during the 90s. Now you could take video games on the go, with popular titles such as Super Mario Land, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, Kirby's Dream Land, Tetris, the ever-popular Pokemon series, and many more. In 1998, Nintendo had a grand idea, a new accessory for the Game Boy that would allow you to take digital photos, the Game Boy Camera.
When it's least expected, you're elected, you're the star today. Smile, you're on Game Boy Camera.
It was an odd device that included fun little features such as a photo decorator, animator, and 4 minigames. You could even print out your photos using another device, the Game Boy Printer. Today, these tiny, grainy, black and white photos that the camera could take aren't very impressive. But at the time, the ability to take photos with your Game Boy was such a neat concept. It even held a world record at one point. The 1999 edition of the Guinness Book of World Records listed the Game Boy Camera as the world's smallest digital camera. However, this strange little device has been the cause of several childhood nightmares. It hides within its menus, in my opinion, Nintendo's creepiest Easter egg. To find this disturbing secret, you have to head to the Shoot menu. Here you have several options such as taking a photo, decorating it, tweaking some settings, and setting up a timer. But then you have this last option, Run. If you select this option, you're greeted with a picture of Africa, along with some delightful music. When you're finished looking at the image, you can go back to the Shoot menu again. But if you keep selecting the Run option again and again, every once in a while, you may be greeted with a much more disturbing image. One of these creepy, distorted faces pops up, along with the text, "Who are you running from?" To make matters worse, on the rare occasion when you come across one of these photos and try to go back to the Shoot menu, the face will reappear with a different message. Don't be so silly. Even avoiding the Run option altogether isn't enough to escape these faces. If you're using the camera as normal and cause an error, for example by trying to view a slideshow when there are no photos in the system's memory, you are greeted by one of these faces once again. Needless to say, this creeped many kids out when they first stumbled upon this, including myself. These faces have haunted the nightmares of many. Why is something so creepy hiding in this children's camera toy? What makes it creepy in the first place? And who are the people in the photos? There's no definite answer from the developers, but we can certainly make an educated guess. As I've been working on this video and thinking more about these creepy faces, they're actually becoming a bit less disturbing to me when I look at them in their context. First of all, the Game Boy camera has a weird aesthetic in general. It seems like the goal when developing this device was to have fun and make something bizarre and silly. The Run option, when put in its context, is actually kind of a joke. It's mimicking the menu style that you would find in JRPG games like Pokemon. In fact, this device was developed in part by Game Freak, the company that is the developer of the Pokemon series. Basically, they're making a reference to their own gameplay style. Also, this is one of those Easter eggs that is supposed to be creepy on purpose. I think the whole idea of the run option is that you're taking a gamble. When you select it, you may get something sweet, or you may get something sour. It's a silly little prank that the developers are playing on the user. As for the faces themselves, there are several factors that make them creepy. First of all, they are pictures of people whom we don't know, which can come across as a bit weird on a camera device. It would be like buying a new cell phone and discovering that there are already pictures of random people in the photo gallery. Then of course they are decorated with scribbles, which make the faces harder to read and more surreal. Couple those things with the black and white, tiny, grainy pictures, and you have some very unsettling photos. Also, fun fact, the Japanese version of the Game Boy camera has these two additional faces that can also pop up. Even more terrifying. So that leaves us with our last question. Who are the people in these pictures? So far no one has been able to identify them, due to the low quality and heavy vandalization of the photos, but I think it's safe to guess that these are probably pictures of various staff members who helped work on the game. They probably had a blast testing out the camera, taking photos of each other, and making silly edits on top. Then stepped back and said, hey, these are actually pretty scary. Then implemented them into a weird gimmick in the final game. I bet that if we were making a game like this, we'd probably do something pretty similar. So that's the infamous Game Boy camera Easter egg. It's strange, creepy, and kind of silly, but it still has an air of mystery. Did this Easter egg creep you out as a kid? Also, if you have any other creepy video game Easter eggs or mysteries that you want me to talk about next week, be sure to let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and consider subscribing to the channel. I also want to give a big thank you to each and every one of my patrons. If you want to help support the series, visit patreon.com/AaronCarruthers for more information. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next mystery.